Yeah, that song's from a romantic scene in a movie, if you believe it.
I'd believe it.
It's called Damn Beach.
Yeah, it is.
I liked the title.
That's the song, not the movie. The movie's called Sweet Mint.
It is.
If you can find it.
You can't. But thanks to that movie, I do officially have my own IMDb credit. And for that,
yeah, that's
absolutely
cool
worth it. Welcome, everyone, to Sounds Like Liberty. This is episode number 70 with the Launchpad Media, where we are always launching ideas in your directions. And whoo boy, do we have a fantastic episode for you today.
It's a good time.
We have an interview with our good friend Shannon Weaver, who's returning to talk about a new song that his band Mutiny at Midnight has just released. And by just released, I mean probably a month or two ago, but you know, it's still new music if you don't have it, right?
That's right. It's new to you.
That's the important thing, is that it's new to you. So before we let you get into the interview, because it's exceptional, personally, I don't know if he wants me to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you anyways. He messaged me the next day. He's like, oh man, how much of that are you actually going to keep? He's like, I was really stoned and I felt like it kept going off the rails. I'm like, no, man, you're really stoned and it was beautiful. Because, I mean, I sound like I'm high anyways all the time.
Jeez.
I don't even need to do the drugs, and I still sound like I'm on drugs. So, before we get on into this interview here, let's just tell you, hey, go visit ancapmusic.com or soundslike.liberty.com, because there you'll find the show notes for all the episodes. You'll find links to ways to support us, and we could definitely use the support because, you know, Daddy needs food in the kitchen. I was going to say he needs a new car, but...
Yeah, that's not the...
No, really, I just need to eat.
We're just talking basic.
Well, I mean, I don't need to eat. Clearly, I eat. But you guys could stand to eat.
Right.
So there's that. But hey, we got some stuff going on. If we haven't told you, we don't talk about it much. We do actually have a bonus show that we put behind the paywall.
Yes.
Because Johnny Rocket asked us to do it for the network. And I'm not sure if they ever got onto it, but hell, we've still been making them. And that's Married to Liberty, which is where I actually ask Liz questions.
About
It's
things.
like, it's actually 90% her talking. So if the thing you're thinking is, God, I wish I could hear Liz talk more, it's by design that she doesn't. We just want to charge you for it because that's the more important thing. That's where the real value is. So we know to put the value behind the paywall.
Well, there you go.
And, you know, during the holiday season here, we're going to have, we decided we're doing 8 weeks of year-round tree.
Yes. So excited.
Where we just talk about Christmas movies and Christmas specials. I think there's already 9 or 10 up there from last year.
Yes.
When
So
we
if you do get in the paid area, you can binge listen, and then you can listen when the new ones come out.
And dude, we totally added crypto to it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that. There are crypto options now. It's great. Simplified the tiers, made it much easier. Oh no, I feel like I've been making good strides on stuff.
Yeah, you've been working really hard, baby.
I do work hard.
Yeah.
At least that's what my kid tells me.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know what I'm doing down here every night, but...
She's like, you do it every night. So there you go.
Well, what I do every night is work on this damn Freedom of Song 365 project. Good Lord.
Well, I mean, we're coming around to the home stretch here of the year and the project. And
it is.
You guys have done a ridiculous amount of work.
The last I heard,
writing.
And the last I heard, this was probably a month or two ago, that we'd written like A Tale of Two Cities or something. Like between the three of us.
You know, just a novel, whatever.
As of the first of the year, I'm bringing it out from behind the paywall. And it's going to be pretty sweet.
Just show this wonderful body of work to the world there.
It's a lot of work. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. I
have spent a lot of nights up. I can't wait till it's done so I can start working on my other podcasts.
Yeah, there you go.
Frankly. Yeah, other things that they can go to the website for, like...
Your other podcast.
Yeah, I mean, there's that too, you know, where I talk about free markets, green earth, and,
right.
You know, the environmentalism podcast that I do.
Yeah.
We also have, you know, my other podcast about podcasting.
Right.
And then my other podcast about podcasting. Because technically, I now have 2 podcasts about podcasting.
That's right. You've got the Parents to Podcasters, and you've got the This Week in Liber Pods.
Yes.
And in addition to the Free Markets Green Earth with Mr. Ben Panji, the Liberty Hippie.
I think you can actually go and buy records and stuff too.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in supporting me, That's another thing you can do.
Yeah, he's actually got music out there that's fun to listen to.
I mean, that part's debatable, but there is music out
I
there.
enjoy it. Whatever.
And a big shout out to the Lions of Liberty for shouting me out.
Yeah.
Did you hear it today?
I did not catch the one from today, I don't think. Which one was it?
Oh, that ad that I paid like a bunch of money for.
Oh. No. I was just been listening to Mark Claire like making his rounds and just being like the badass that he is.
You may not want to listen to it because I wrote the copy exactly like I told you I was going to write it.
Oh, good God.
And I can tell from the read that Mark felt very uncomfortable saying it. And that is totally worth everything to me.
Well, that just makes me want to listen to it more.
Yeah.
Aw.
Like he follows it up with, and Nick told me to say that.
There you go.
So.
Oh, good Lord.
That's how I like all ad reads to go.
Like, their words, not mine.
It's
Please don't send me letters.
It's like the old Tenacious D bit. Look, the next band asked me to read this.
Right.
Which I love when they do it in the movies because they do it as like a fantasy band. It's like, the next band asked me not to read this, but God damn it, I'm going to because it's the truth. And that's the shit. So. That's
how he should do the read next time.
That would be pretty damn funny. You want to plug another podcast? I want to plug a podcast. I was going to mention the last episode. I've been listening to it. And this is a shout out to, I think it's Nick Tucker.
Okay.
Who has that, what's the name of the podcast? It's about I don't know. It's got a sugar skull or some shit, I think. On the,
is that the Chip Tooth podcast?
Yeah, the Chip Tooth podcast.
Yeah, dig it. You were talking about that earlier this week, and I listened to it, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I in fact switched podcasters so that I could expand my horizons podcast-wise, and totally a great move.
I told you, Overcast is a shit.
Yep.
And for the longest time, it wasn't working for me on some stuff, but eventually that was handled, and we're all good now.
Nice.
So the other thing I want to say, because I was just listening to it before you woke up to go to work and we started recording, that I've been listening to this week's episode of the Rollo and Slappy Show, and they have Jake from Tasting Anarchy on, and Jesus Christ, just the fucking noggin on that guy.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, we've actually had Jake on here, and it was a fantastic episode. He's from Tasting Anarchy, where they talk about wine and just kind of generally act like sophisticated shitheads. But in particular, his appearance this week on Rollo and Slappy, they're talking about Bitcoin at a pretty crazy level. There's a lot of ideas getting thrown around, and I like ideas.
Nice.
So if you're looking for new podcasts, go check out Chip Tooth Podcast, because that's just actually generally kind of shitheads talking about stuff. And I like that. And if you want smart shitheads, go listen to the Rollo and Slappy Show. Nothing against you, Nick, but go listen. You'll agree with me. So, anything else we need to talk about before we actually get into this interview, Liz?
No, I think that's good.
We talked about stuff.
We talked about old stuff.
I felt like we gave it an intro,
Yeah.
So, I guess listen to a song and then get into the interview.
Yeah, enjoy.
My legs and arms are only getting heavier. Can time take backwards? The kids are in the backyard playing some stupid game while we're writing this stupid verse. Don't blink, it's gone before you learn. These are the lessons that we fear. We try our best, but still we take our time and press unwind. We're left with only hope for.
Well then,
Yeah, that's right.
So 90% of my life is just talking about walruses.
It's true. It comes off remarkably often.
an interesting topic.
I don't know anything about walruses.
I think it's just
Well, a lot of people that don't know about things do an awful lot of talking.
Well, this is true. That's all of politics, really.
I learned that from the Wizard.
Judy Garland, huh?
That was a Scarecrow.
Yeah,
Some people without brains do an awful lot of talking.
Mm-hmm.
God, do they ever. It's kind of fun the way they talk like that.
Yep.
So, welcome back, Mr. Shannon.
Thank you.
Mr. Pinhead, as the internet would try and tell me.
Yeah. Tattooed up my arm.
I personally prefer Shannon because that is the bully from Home Movies.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
Always that poor bastard that grew up with a girl's name that wants to fight everybody.
No, I don't know that that's I don't know why they named it, but Shannon the Bully is hilarious because he also talks like this. Shannon the Bully is done by that one comedian.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The one that was
Went on tour with Weird Al.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember his name offhand. It's
That one's out of my wheelhouse.
It bug me.
It is gonna bug me. Who do you think it was, Shannon?
Who do I think it was?
Yeah.
No, I have no idea, man.
He's a funny comedian. There's
a couple.
He's really weird.
I know. There's a couple funny comedians out there, right?
There's a couple. Not anymore. Not too many. Like anymore, they're all like, "Marr." No,
They're either
funny.
afraid to say anything or they just say too much.
You know, or people glorify them for like comedy that's not as good as their old stuff.
Very true.
You find it yet?
I'm finding Weird Al tours, but not the one that we want. So we'll just have to move on.
Melody Adam.
Do you not dare. You're handling this conversation for the next minute while I look this up because I know how to get it.
Okay, you get it. So should I just go into the conversation proper?
You should
Can we
say,
do that?
Shannon, what the hell have you been up to?
Okay, Shannon, what the hell have you been up to?
Googling things that we were just talking about a minute ago.
Oh, okay. So we're all just Googling. This is great.
We're all in this.
Oh, interwebs.
How you guys been?
Oh, we've been all right.
We've been doing this.
We've been actually trying to get our shit together.
Hey, that's always a good thing.
As people,
Do that every day.
right?
Emo Phillips.
Emo Phillips. There you go. I
So,
know.
if you can imagine a bully that sounds like Emo Phillips, and I'm sure Shannon has never heard Emo Phillips, do yourself a favor when you get done with this and go listen to Emo Phillips, and then you will be impressed at a level that you're not capable of even being impressed.
There we go.
All right, I'm going to take you up on that.
Mostly that this guy has a career in anything.
Just gives me hope for the world. Hope for all of us.
Yeah, we've been trying to get our shit together. I don't know, make a better podcast and be better podcasters and all around.
And you have
better
me on.
people.
No, I think you're helping.
Yeah, no. We had you on because we needed to have you on. You're out there you're actually out there walking the walk and talking the talk and releasing new music, which I don't ever do. So,
The hard thing.
so somebody has to do that, and you do that,
I give it a shot.
which is why we had you on. You released something new.
Cool.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that new thing?
Yeah. Mutiny at Midnight's new single is Don't Pray For Me. And released it about a week or two ago, about 2 weeks.
Nice.
I feel
Just
like
saying-
that was 3 months ago, just for the record.
It probably was.
I was concerned that this is it was no longer useful for you to have you on because I'm like, God, I feel like the thing's been out forever.
Well, when you look at the numbers, you go into the apps like Spotify and everything, you look at it. Doesn't matter how long it's been out because no one's listening.
Well, cool. Maybe we can get the word out and people will be like, oh, snap, this single just dropped.
Look, Liz is so polite.
Optimistic.
Yeah. I understand how being in a band works, and I realize that nothing that we can do will change this.
Okay.
You got to pay and
Yes, lots and lots of money.
Facebook chokes everything.
Although you could go and check out the Indiepreneur podcast, and they've got some good insight for musicians. Some good programs too, from what I understand.
Well, there you go.
You got to be willing to dive right in though and be a business person about that. Now you're probably honestly going to make better money making pedal boards than you do selling songs. So
Start selling.
dude, they're pretty impressive. I always marvel at the pedal boards.
Nice.
I got hooked on it. It's very hard to not think about daily.
How did you manage to get into that whole thing anyways?
Well, I mean, I had pedals in high school, you know. Every kid in high school played guitar, like one or two pedals. It sounded like shit.
I didn't play guitar in high school, so I don't know.
There you
All the guys
Oh, yeah.
I knew had multi-effects processors.
Well, yeah, those were huge for a while, and they sounded so, yeah, the pedal thing. I was just, one day I bought a pedal too, and I need a place to put these. Building, it was full. I had to build a bigger one,
Mm,
kind of like a Barbie dream house.
right.
First. Just add on.
That's right. You never have enough stuff.
I mean, I haven't wanted to pull out the pictures of my old pedal boards to like show you up or anything.
Do it.
But like mine used to take up like, I would say a solid 4 feet by 2 feet section of stage.
It's a 32 by 8 or 32 by 16, and I'm already like, wow, I really got to scale back down. That's
Yeah.
pretty wild.
Well, but here's the key. I was a bass player.
What the hell is on a board for a bass player?
Well,
How many tuners did you have?
what's that?
How many tuners did you have?
None. Didn't need one. So yeah, no, I was the bass player in a band with no guitar players.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And I ran a bi-amped system where essentially
Local H style, huh?
what's that?
Like local H, Royal Blood kind of thing.
I'm not entirely sure what their system was, but mine was I'd run the bass clean out. I'd run the whole everything through my Digitech whammy with the 2-octave function on at all times.
Ah,
Essentially, so sometimes I'd click it off occasionally.
Yeah.
But so I'd run everything through there. So you always got the clean bass channel coming out, and then you'd also have the affected channel running through all of my pedals. And I was the kind of guy like if I had a pedal that had the ability to plug a a contour thing in, I was finding I was doing it. So
adding on and adding on.
but yeah, so essentially, my upper channel would run through a distortion and delay
Right.
and all the standard guitar effects. And so like I play pretty standard bass, but then when the time comes for some like ambience or like a solo, kick that 2-octave thing up and throw your overdrive on, and you just have your bass player and your guitar player soloing out together in unison.
It's like I've been watching. I'm a big fan of Royal Blood. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Good sound, especially when I realized after I had heard one of their songs, it was 2 guys. I'm like, okay, a lot of studio tricks. And I saw a live video and realized this dude is doing everything. He's playing a short scale bass, and he's got a channel splitter, and it goes out to bass, and it goes out to guitar, and he has an octave and then a harmonizer to make chords. It sounds like they're a 3 or 4 piece band, and he pulls all this off live while singing. It's pretty incredible.
And see, but nobody does the 2-piece bass player drummer thing like Death from Above 1979.
I did listen to a little bit of them.
They're the gold standard, man.
Check.
Especially because like he doesn't even get as fancy on it. Like his whole thing, like his rig is actually pretty interesting. Because he plays this plexiglass bass. Like,
Your polycarbonates, yeah.
well, so he plays this poly bass, but he also fucking like he has this. He plays a bunch of really really shitty old equipment.
Okay.
Like the reason he has it is because it was the cheapest thing he could find at the time when he started out.
And
These big 8x10 cabinet, I think it is, and then he plays through his Marshalls and all that kind of stuff. But dude, his fucking bass tone is just punishing, so fucking punishing. And their songs are so catchy and danceable. and like the drummer's the singer, which is always weird to me.
That's
But
that takes some stamina right there. I mean, I
Mhm.
played drums for like 3 or 4 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'm dead.
yeah, well, dude, and everything they're like pretty punk sounding or come from that world. It's
Yeah,
like,
so it's just drive.
oh, dude, it's everything's up tempo and lots and lots of hi hat work. Like they're both skinny dudes for a reason. I'll just say that.
Oh, shit, right?
But yeah, watching those two make the sound that they sound, like the first time I saw that band, my initial thought was, this is the band I always wanted to have.
Mm.
Like this band right here, that was the band.
Cat out all the fat. Huh?
They beat me to it. Well, and that was exactly it. Like,
You can do it too. I mean,
yeah, but then you're just knocking off them, and they did it. For me, that was so much of it. It was just like, they're a band that got rid of all the bullshit, which in my world is guitar players. I mean, but the point is like they took it back, that you've got a rhythm section. What the fuck else do you need? Like,
Yep.
if you've got a solid rhythm section and a good hook, they've proven it. You really don't need anything else.
There are some that can do it and some that cannot.
Some like you can shake your ass and you've got something to hum along to. Yeah, you're good.
Mm.
I think it was just the proof that was a real legit concept. Always
Yeah, it's
did
awesome.
it for me. So, well, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this this new stuff you guys got coming out?
Yeah, so, well, preface right now, we are in the middle, had a little bit of lineup change. Drummer and a guitarist went on their way. It was just me and the bass player. Hired a new drummer, decided to stay a 3-piece. In the midst of that, we didn't want to die off one line, so, well, we better release one of the unfinished works that we were doing already. So I said, well, we'll just put out a single. Took one of the pre-recorded drum tracks that we had already had ready, finished it out, track out, to at least kind of hold everybody over till we'll back out and start playing again. But yeah, the new track is "Don't Pray for Me." It's kind of one of those. It's not as religious as it sounds. It's probably more of a rather have actions than words type of deal. Obviously,
That's what I got out of it when I listened to it.
Yeah, it's more like like positive thoughts and everything, and encouragement definitely are a great thing. I think we do for that society. It's like when someone looks at you when you're in the midst of absolute hell, your pants are practically on fire, and someone says, well, I'll pray for you. It's kind of like, yeah, but you
Thoughts and
could
prayers, kids. Thoughts and prayers.
thoughts and prayers, yeah.
Mm.
And I think that's kind of where it came from. It's definitely not knocking.
So, are you saying that you are on the side of gun control? That's what I'm hearing in that.
Wow, that was a bit of a
We
jump.
need to really do something about this gun problem that America has.
Oh, absolutely. Gun control is a very important issue. I use both hands to control mine. Make sure that it's held
Well, I mean,
firm.
Donald Trump's up there every day talking about gun control. You
I
know,
don't like bump stocks. Yeah.
the NRA talks about it a lot. All these people, these terrorists that are trying to
Funny
keep your
and
kids
backwards.
killed. I can't tell you how many times I've had the conversation where I just point and laugh at some lefty. I'm like, wait, you think the NRA is a terrorist organization? Most gun owners don't even follow the NRA because they're jokes, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, they've been behind the scenes working on, the NICS system and everything like that. I mean, they championed every single chunk of legislation you can find. It's just that they don't say it out loud.
Yeah. And literally, people told me, oh, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. If you think the NRA is what you need to be afraid of, you're wrong.
Yeah,
The,
absolutely.
the NRA is on your side.
What's that douchebag from the Democratic guy, Vito or whatever the hell? He's like, hell yeah, we're going to take your AR-15s and AK-47s. And a lot of people, first thing they said was, okay, let's give it a shot here.
Come on. Bring it on, Beto.
Obviously, we do not want that type of mess, but I'll tell you what, man, they're really pushing them.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Mm-mm.
And the reason,
No, but
and the
a lot
reason
of
it's not
shit
going to
talk.
happen is because they have a lot of other stuff they want to push before they take your guns.
Well, yeah.
The guns are too
A lot of
useful
free
in
stuff.
stealing all of your other liberties.
Yeah, exactly.
They're working on being able to label thought crimes now.
Well, yeah.
So, until everything's labeled as a thought crime and like they can throw you, due process is completely gone and we are a 100% surveillance state instead of a 95% surveillance state, you'll be able to keep your guns.
I was just listening to.
It'll be the last domino, I guess, is my point.
Well, yeah. I was just listening to episode of Free Man Beyond the Wall today, and they were talking about the red flag laws. It's like, right there goes your Fourth Amendment, Second Amendment. Not that, I mean, Constitution's kind of bullshit to me, but just a piece of paper, and obviously they're not following it anyway. But, it's like, they are violating so many things that they're supposed to be upholding. They're just going to get people killed. That's all there is to it. It's nothing more than who's going to win this gunfight. And obviously the cops always win because there's more and more and more of them.
Oh, that's not true.
Well, I shouldn't. Yeah. Let's say 95% of the time.
Somehow the Bundys are still here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how the Bundys are still here, Liz? No, I was just curious.
Oh,
They didn't
okay.
get
I
shot.
thought that was a segue. I thought you were going to lay some truth on me.
Sounded like a big buildup there.
Well, she should be better read on the Bundys.
I suppose I should.
Are they making the news again right now or something?
I haven't heard anything new, but not to say because
No, I can't remember where it was. They're involved in something and I don't know. It's they're not in charge of it, or they're kind of like helping somebody else out or whatever. Essentially, they're the people that people call when like when you need a militia, you call the Bundys.
Yeah, they become like the representatives now.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah. So it's about taking action. What kind of actions are you taking these days?
Well, this is probably more on a personal scale. You need a hand, and someone's kind of like, they can see you're down. The next thing to kicking someone is saying, well, I'm thinking, it's, you might as well just like wind up, put one in the ribs, it's like, it's pretty much from personal experiences growing up. It's when someone sees that you're really, really down, the first thing that they can do is, they activate that button where it's like, well, I'll pray for you. I'm praying for you. Kind of like, it's almost a slap in the face, even though they mean it. It's kind of like
you get a lot of church people out your way.
It's Pennsylvania, man. It's definitely a lot of church people out my way.
I don't know. Maybe it's the
not
Catholic.
terribly
Maybe it's the Catholic thing. I don't know. I did a lot of praying for people.
No,
I just did a lot of it going to church on Sunday.
I thought you light candles. Wasn't that the Catholic?
No,
thing?
that's what old women do.
Oh,
People that under 60 don't think about their religion at all when you're Catholic.
oh.
I like candles.
Are they hemp candles?
No, it's just like, pumpkin scented, things like that.
Yeah.
I'll smell fresh, nothing religious or anything.
I mean, even that, it kind of gives you a little bit of a boost, whereas I'm not sure.
So I've been thinking a lot about greeting cards lately.
Okay, do tell.
I want to finally make my greeting card.
Okay,
I think we can sell them. I think libertarians would buy them.
let's hear it.
First paycheck card.
Oh, right.
That'd be a good one.
That's
Sympathy card, basically.
Well, exactly. It is-
Sorry
it
you've
is-
been robbed.
Right, basically.
Exactly. Remember this feeling for the rest of your life. Don't forget it. Because that is the day to make new libertarians.
Mhm.
That day specifically right there.
Who the hell is FICA and why do they get all my money?
Well, I think the moreover, and maybe list all the things that your money goes to in order of volume. Dead brown people, number one. More dead brown people, number two.
there a spreadsheet inside of it?
I don't think you have to. I don't think it would take that much text, honestly.
No, probably not.
But all that money that was stolen from you, here's what they are using it to do.
Mm-hmm. The breakdown.
TomWoods.com at the bottom.
There you go.
It comes on a 3x5 card, of course, right?
Of course.
But no. We take a 3x5 card and we throw it in there like confetti. Because we are shredding the 3x5 card.
Right.
You open the card and all the pieces fall out like a glitter bomb.
Yeah. I mean, and I want it to be one of the ones that's, ideally, I want it to be one of the ones that's shaped like money.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So you can throw a nice $20 bill back in there.
You got to run a line of these. You can't just one, though. You know,
This is called mutual exchange. Well, my point is though, so like, you can just buy them like stationary because you're going to know more than one kid that has a job.
Oh, yeah.
All your nieces and nephews, you get to be the fucking weird uncle.
Yep.
Handing them out.
I like it.
I do. I think it's a legit thing that people would. I know. I would buy them and hand them to people.
You're going to have ones for later in life, like, sorry about your property tax. Now, that's
Right.
a quote. I mean, it's just like the sad face on the front, you know?
Congratulations on owning your home with like quotes.
Owning.
I am absolutely stealing that one. Hey, I heard you bought a house today.
What's it appraised at? Yeah.
Or the, what is it? It's the last mortgage payment.
Right.
Hey, I know you think you own this. Just remember, if anything ever happens in your life, the government can take it.
Yeah.
You don't own shit. I don't think
you got a good product here, though.
I think it's a winner.
That is a special kind of surprising when you realize like how many things, how many of the freedoms that we've kind of already lost that
What
way.
freedoms do you cherish most? Like if you, which is the one that you want to lose last?
I don't want to lose last. But life.
Yeah.
Really?
Freedom. Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously. I'm dead. I don't need the other ones.
Well, I suppose that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of one of them things where I just go through my life ignoring a lot of it and looking something pokes me. Like a couple days ago, I found out that they're going to be running a sewer line right through my yard.
Oh, man.
I may have to pay to hook up to it. And I'm thinking in my head, I have a septic system. I have a well. I don't need your shit, you know, but I will be forced to do it. My property.
Oh yeah, I would have a field day fighting that one.
Yeah, it's a mess. Yeah, exactly.
Going to be awfully difficult for them to run that pipe with the turret gun in the corner of my property.
Get off my lawn.
All of a sudden, Shannon installs a tower behind his house.
Oh, it's a chimney. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
It's just ventilation, you know? You're going to ventilate that pipe.
I mean, let's be honest. You're in Pennsylvania. That wouldn't be that out of the normal.
No.
It's just my hunting tower. We're good.
Yeah. Looking for deer.
Liz doesn't know anything about that, does she?
All I know is like when I go looking for like sustainable meat farms, you know, if I want to buy half a cow that was grass fed, then they always send me out your way. So I get the impression there's some land and a little freedom out there.
Look, if we're getting meat out there, we're not getting cow out there, Liz.
No.
We're getting venison.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Cow ain't got shit on venison.
You got that right.
It's like that sweet fucking lean meat.
Tenderloins right out of a frying pan. Oh.
I don't even like meat, but I get pretty fucking down with some venison.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it. And I'm like genuinely excited right now, Liz.
Well, you're just gonna have to introduce me because
as I've told her this week, I'm really tired of meat. I don't like it. I don't want to eat it anymore.
Like, why do people eat this stuff
Except
again?
deer.
Deer.
But deer, I've never questioned. It's so good. You ever actually had venison?
Me?
Yes. He lives in Pennsylvania. I know there's no way he had.
I've hit more than I can count.
Okay.
No shit, too.
I see. I have had venison, but I think it was like sitting in the back of someone's freezer for quite some time.
Yeah, it's not quite the same thing.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I get the impression I did not get the full experience.
Yeah. Freezer aged speed beef is not good.
Well, and I know that I've done some what the hell do you call it? The big deer, elk.
Oh wow!
I've done some elk. Well, my one of my roommates in college.
Boy, that soundbite could be used.
I've
so
done
well.
some elk.
I've done some elk.
See, my old roommate used to get dropped into Canada via helicopter for some hunting trips him and his old man used to do. And it was, we'll be back in a week. Be here with whatever you want to take out. And, they'd usually pick up one or two, which is enough to throw in a fucking freezer and eat for the next 6 years.
I was going to say, that is a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the amount that he brought back to our house that we got to go through, I mean, it was elk chili for fucking months.
It sounds like some real like wilderness stuff.
Elk is a very, very you got to know how to cook it because it's a very, very dense meat.
Well, I mean, those things are huge.
Yeah, no, they're enormous. Like you're not getting like a soft cut of that. Like everything is pretty takes some work to eat.
Okay.
There's no filet mignon in there.
No.
Yeah,
no.
you're seriously like cooking the shit out of it for long periods of time if you want to eat it at all.
Gotcha.
But it is good eating when you do.
Nice.
So
I'm learning a lot about
We have derailed the hell out.
I know, right?
which is hilarious is like as far as my positioning goes in my branding, like I don't know that I've ever really gotten into the whole like I did grow up in the country thing. I did do that. Not really my thing. Somebody posted on Facebook yesterday. They had it was a meme where this mom's like out like shooting bow and arrow, and she's got her kid in a papoose on her back while she does it.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people like, "Is this child endangerment?" By the way, this is a libertarian thing. Is this child endangerment? I'm like,
what?
You don't want one of the arrows going off, and
like, how does that even work?
hitting the kid on your fucking back.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like, what if a wild animal chases him? Like, you're more apt to get killed in the fucking street than you are in the woods. Like,
yeah.
Like it was so.
Well, you got somebody to hand you arrows too. I mean, that's great.
I mean, right?
It was an incredibly frustrating thing to look at because I'm like, have you ever been in the woods? Like, most of the responses were pretty much like, if only the kid could keep quiet, I'd be doing that. Mine are too fucking noisy.
Right. Scare off all your
Can't turn them down in the woods.
And my response is like, I don't know who would be more bored, me or the child.
Just sitting back there like, there's a bird.
That was always the thing with hunting for me. Like, I didn't really mind doing it, but other than like, I can't fucking sit quiet that long.
Oh my God, it used to drive me up the wall. I had a Game Boy with me. My dad never knew. I'm sitting at the end of the woods, sitting there playing Super Mario,
Like, hopefully they don't come here because I'm not ready.
Oh, man.
Don't care.
I'm sitting over there getting stoned, playing Game Boy. Gun's not even loaded.
And see, that would be my only concern is like it would depend on the kind of weather you're in.
Mm.
Like if it's super, super cold, yeah, I probably wouldn't take my kid out in that because it does get pretty but that's where I grew up, like where it is inclement. Like
Yeah.
It's shitty weather.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
That's
we
pronounced Pennsylvania.
Right.
well, and see, I'm from upstate New York.
Oh, yeah. It's
Like I grew up outside of Buffalo, so we get all that lake effect snow.
3 or 4 feet at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, so like we have essentially the same like type of nature that you have, just with a lot of fucking snow, and it was. I don't know that I would take a kid out in the snow, but like the idea of taking your kid out in nature, being like, are you shitting me? Why is this a thing? Why are we having this conversation?
Because some people never leave the city. I'm sorry.
Well, this guy's like, I've been in the forest. What if a bear attacks?
There's trees at the park.
Right, exactly. That doesn't count, dude. There's a Starbucks a block away.
Starbucks. Sugary,
Caffeine.
creamy goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So
Legal addictive stimulants.
So we're out of the forest now.
Mm-hmm.
What else has been going on with you? How have you been fighting the state? Have you been finding your life meaningful in other ways.
Well, yeah, it's pretty much been, keeping kids alive and going to work every day, working for that paycheck every 2 weeks. It's got chunks out of it.
Giant
One of
chunks. So do I need to get the card to send you a sympathy card?
Mail me one of them.
There you go.
Sorry about your 3,000th paycheck.
It still hurts.
You've been doing this a decade. You still feel that sting, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do anniversary ones too.
Ooh, that's
God damn it! People are messaging me, and
been 30 years since you've asked permission to get married.
Oh God, yeah, that's the thing.
get married. Is that a thing?
Imagine if you had to renew that license too.
Oh man,
I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. Where they're, it's like, oh, every 5 years you're gonna have to re-up that license.
I don't know, Liz. Would you
re-up the license? Heck yeah. I mean, I'd rather just have a hand fasting and do things the way I like, but
then they take Irma for me.
But yeah, they lay claim to your kids if you do that stuff now. So
Thank you. It's for anything.
I know. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Speaking of the guy, that message that just popped up in my feed, this guy was telling, he's a lawyer, and all he did was ask questions about vaccines, and like the nurse at the hospital, like, starts talking about CPS as a fucking reflex. You mentioned vaccines, I'm bringing up CPS. That is the world that she lives in.
I just saw the other day where a family, the baby had just come out and they said, we don't want the vitamin K shot, which is something that supposedly helps stop bleeding, like if they have an injury or something.
Yeah.
And they refused it. They came in, cops, CPS, everything, took the kid. They got their newborn back 12 hours after, just because it was that much bullshit and red tape because someone had to make it. That's scary.
We stayed alive for 20,000 years without any of that shit. We somehow managed.
Yeah, and the whole thing is like the idea.
Just for the record, we don't have the greatest mortality, or we don't have the greatest mortality rating of our babies here in the U.S.
No. Yeah, it's definitely a mess. It's more product quality than anything. And you add the state into it to force it, and that's where the fight comes from. Everyone's like, you 100% have to, or you 100% don't do it.
Well, and I had my best man over the other day, and we were talking a lot about the whole socialism kind of. She's a socialist officially, but in the same vein, as I talk to her, I'm like, the state is the issue, 100%. Like the idea that Democrats and Republicans should be sharing space together is fucking ludicrous.
Oh yeah, get rid of red and blue and make it purple. That is all.
Oh no! It's more just break the whole fucking thing up.
Oh, that.
Hundreds of millions of people probably shouldn't be governed by a singular body.
Well, we're not good enough to do it ourselves, so we'll just make sure someone else does.
Yeah, I get into one of the things I get into is the whole government is a market response, and I don't think people pay. I think people realize that like government exists because people are lazy and they don't want to fucking take care of themselves, and so they offload it. It's a shitty response to it.
It's what you allow. You don't have to ask for it; it'll be there. And the reason it's there is because no one said no.
Oh, people want it to be there. I mean, that's the thing. I think we really can't take out the fact most people want it because it thinks about shit that they don't want to have to think about. And I think that libertarians, especially, like they ignore the fact that no, this is the thing that people genuinely want. If they didn't want it, we could revolt at any time. We all know that.
Well, this would be a lot easier.
But the thing is that as anarchists, there's a whole point in trying to show people is like, yeah, but what you have is a shitty product, and there's a better product out there. I can show you that better product if you'll just fucking listen.
Yeah, if it's not better, we'll move on to the next.
But and from an advertising standpoint, the thing is that you understand like how useless that is. Coke people are Coke people, Pepsi people are Pepsi people, and we're the people over here saying, "Hey, we've got Coke," and they're like, "No, fuck you, I like Pepsi."
Mm-hmm.
When you really start breaking down like the market forces that surround government, you realize I won't say it's a lost cause, but like. If you're going to win this battle, it's going to be one hell of a long game, and you're going to fight hard to get it.
And it's really funny because not long ago, earlier this year, we put out a 5-song EP with a picture of the Capitol on the front, with, like squid arms and everything. It's like showing the overreach of the state. There's songs on there about like getting rid of the state and how much bad shit that it does. And it's amazing that some people that I know have listened to that and they're like, well, that's not really my thing, but I like the sound of the music. It's like, what is your thing? If I'm telling you to be free and you say, well, it's not really like that. That's literally what that conversation sounds like with someone that actually understands it.
I mean, what, you don't like being in charge of your life? That's something you're not interested in? And the sad thing is they're not. They're completely content to not be in charge of their own lives.
Oh, entertainment wins. I mean, obviously, when football rolls, we see that heavily. That's it. American flags and footballs.
I actually was talking. You listen to this is going to come out fairly far after this, but my buddy just released a new episode of Liberty Weekly, and he was he got into football after like a decade and a half. So he got out of football. It would have been right before the whole,
the kneeling thing.
No, like the when. I want to say it was back in 2006 is when they actually started pumping. They'd worn down the effect that the 2001. They wore down the effect that 9/11 had given them for the military, okay. And so in 2006 they started pumping money into the NFL for shows of
patriotism.
Yes, to boost people into joining the military.
Gotcha.
And he was just kind of noting how commercial and how full of government propaganda it had been since the last time he'd watched an NFL game.
Oh.
Which was, he said, 15 years ago.
No problem throwing that in there now. Pretty sad.
You got Kid Rock up there playing songs that the lyrics were written by people that work for the National Guard and stuff.
Jeez.
Which I recommend anyone. I know I mentioned it recently too. Go and look up American Soldier. Is it right? It's American Soldier, the Three Doors Down song.
And there's like Citizen Soldier, and there's one. What's the other one called?
I don't know. Regardless, both Kid Rock and Three Doors Down have songs that were written by the National Guard.
Yeah.
Even Three Doors Down, I didn't.
Oh, they're real bad, man. Bunch of fucking statists.
No, like I never followed them or anything, but they never seemed like the type. They were just kind of quiet.
Yeah, dude, they're Mississippi boys.
I mean, they could have thrown a lot of money at them.
The lead singer looks like he's got Down syndrome, too.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's not like that career was going to last long like that. Plus, I mean, money.
Well, yeah, that's what my guess would be.
I guarantee I'm going to tell you right now, there's a number, and I'll shut the fuck up. I'll quit the podcast tomorrow if the number's the right number. It may be higher than most people's numbers, but I mean, the number's there.
Oh God,
$35, isn't it?
No, it'd be a little higher than that. It's like people that always like, I don't understand how musicians sell out, and I'm like, there's a number that I'll go play spoons for Britney Spears if you want me to. Like that number exists.
Yeah.
Because I can go and take all the money in the world and make all the art that I like in my basement with enough money.
See, it's when they pay them to do songs like, that Proud to Be an American song and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, are they really genuinely paycheck? That always. That always confused me.
Well, I think in the case of Lee Greenwood, I really do believe he bought the bullshit.
Well, yeah. Then what was the next one? Toby Keith and the "Boot Up Your Ass" song
Right,
and all that.
right.
It's like,
I think Toby Keith buys the bullshit too. He's a moron.
well, yeah, obviously, but it's like one of the things. It's like, and I know at the time they were like, "Oh yeah, 9/11, Bin Laden, boot up your ass." It's like, it's so generic though. But look at the crowd that followed.
Yeah, but without
Yeah.
without that shitty Toby Keith song, we don't get the great Remy song.
Okay.
Do you ever watch the Remy Reason TV videos?
No.
So there's this. I think he's not. He's of Iraqi descent, and he makes parody videos for Reason.
I have to check that out.
Oh well, he has one. I'll send you the link when we're done. But he has one parodying that Toby Keith song, and like that he ends up rewriting that line for we'll put a dude in your ass. And it's a reference to the TSA. Like he shows the TSA guy doing the glove.
Oh, that's great.
Like, oh no, Remy videos. If you haven't watched Remy videos, you're missing the fuck out because he's so
I'm gonna
hilarious.
check it out.
Like he's, but that the song in particular is specifically about the Patriot Act and all the rights that we gave up that are. The song's chorus about we've done nothing to curb terrorism and have only given up our own rights.
Yeah, how the boots our ass. Yes.
Basically.
Well, yeah, as he said, that we'll put a dude in your ass. It's, the TSA guys feeling you as you leave the country. They're not coming over here. They haven't stopped a single fucking terrorist attack.
No, as they always said, it was just theater. The whole thing.
And not even good theater.
No, it's terrible. You can see right through it. The acting's bad.
Yeah. Like they, at least in other countries, like they've kind of figured out how to make it look, not as shitty as it does here.
Mm.
So they'll put a dude in your ass. It's the American way.
I do appreciate that my kid loves those videos now.
He also makes a video, right? He makes a joke about how we'll be so underwater in loans, you'll think Ted Kennedy had driven us home.
That's awesome.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he's a wordsmith of the highest order. I think the most recent thing I saw with him was the his Old Town Road parody.
Oh, jeez.
And it's about, governments squandering money on things like stadiums and shit. And it's a conversation between the mayor and the two dudes assigned with building roads. And they're just like, look, with that money, our only job is to build roads. And he's like, but a new stadium. It's all shiny. Look at this. Yeah.
It goes from the roads to my stadiums. Yeah.
Over on we make fun of the Reason TV or the Reason crowd and the Cato crowd a lot in the parts that I tend to frequent, but they're not all bad. Like there's some good stuff that comes out of there, even if it isn't as radical as I personally.
Well, it seems like everybody that's involved is different. There's so many fluctuating.
Yeah, I mean Remy's songs are fucking hilarious and biting, And while Nick Gillespie might be kind of milquetoast. As he's a boomer. I think it really is. I think it has more to do with it than anything. He's just a fucking old boomer.
And boomers are the biggest problem right now.
There's something.
They were the ones that were going to shoot back, and now all of a sudden they're like the opposite, the exact opposite. So sad.
Give me my thin blue line, bitches.
Yeah, we went from "Don't cross this line" to support the blue line. It's like
it's just sad. So, I'm curious. What do you have set up in the future for Mutiny After Midnight?
Oh well, basically right now
You did change the name to Mutiny After Midnight.
After midnight because it's been so long now. Yeah.
Well, I might just meant like the lineup change. You got to change something.
Yeah, we weren't on schedule, so we had to change the name. But yeah, we're basically right now we're trying
we got stoned. We forgot. We showed up when we could.
Yeah, we're here. But yeah, it's mainly right now we're trying to get our new drummer speed, get back out and start playing it.
It's always the worst, man. Is getting the drummer up to speed.
It's hard. The dude's picking this stuff up. It's great. Like we're playing songs now. It's starting to feel familiar to us. It's not all just to try this. It's more we're playing it. It's starting to come together, and we're becoming a band. You know, it's like we have 2 members out, 1 in. That's a lot of change.
It sure is. You know, what is your goal right now? How long you looking at until you get something else released, like a full length or an EP or something?
Well, I think pretty much right now is about getting back out and playing. But I mean, I hope, you know, probably within a year to start working on something, you know, a whole new. I like to do a full album, obviously. It's basically right now is getting back up to speed, and then I have some music that we have not used yet. It's not been
nice. And when are you getting me the session tracks so I can start the remixes?
What do you think, a dubstep?
I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm more of a wall of sound pop kind of guy. So it's going to be a lot of synthesizers, mostly. Lots of pads. You know, it will make you sound bigger and angrier, too.
Those 808 drum rolls.
Oh, no, I don't like 808 drum rolls. I like I like heavily syncopated drums. Like, you're going to get, like, tom washes. Just... jazz behind it. That's how I like my drums.
Throw in the Phil Collins drum roll in there.
There you go.
Slip that in somewhere.
All I need is a TV show. Radio. All of a sudden, I actually get Phil Collins to come in and do like backing vocals on the tracks.
He's here. Oh.
That would be hilarious to have Phil Collins doing backing tracks. It would be terrible now because I've seen video footage of him since, you know, he got old, and it's Phil Collins getting old.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna not go see him live.
Oh, well, there you go.
He's old.
It's probably really expensive to do so, anyways.
I don't know. I watched him on TV. I was unimpressed. Everyone else was sucking his dick, and I'm like, no. He's Phil Collins. He's an all right dude, no, but you know, he's old.
I've been unimpressed with him since I first heard him. Honestly.
Really?
I mean, the dude's a good musician, but I can't.
Easy Lover? You're telling me you can't get behind Easy Lover?
No, shit bothers me. I don't know why. It's one of them things like, you have things that you don't like. And
He's
you don't
too
know
fucking hard, Liz. We got ourselves a tough guy over here.
Oh, is that it?
No, I mean, I listen to all kinds of shit. Phil Collins, man, just something about him bothers me. And I respect him as a musician.
Is it because he's British?
No.
You hate the Brits?
It's territorial.
You still feel pissed about them like having a king over top of us at some point?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This fucking King George. I don't know if it was a King George. I don't care.
Fuck off, Phil, and take your king with you.
There you go.
I'm terrible. What are you thinking over there, sweetie?
I'm thinking about Phil Collins. The last time I saw
Wait, what
him do
about Phil
anything.
Collin?
Phil Collin? Who's Phil Collin?
Do you know who Phil Collin is, Shannon?
You know too much shit that no one else knows. If you realize that.
I believe Phil Collin was a guitar player for
Def Leppard? No.
Actually, I think it is Def Leppard.
Is that what it is? Okay. The name was like there. I mean, we still could be wrong, but we'll act like.
How annoying would that be as a musician? To be like,
Oh,
I'm Jeff Buckley. Oh, no. The other Jeff Buckley.
No.
Yeah, not that one.
Yeah.
I'm Phil Collin. You forgot the S. No, it's my name. I fucking know how to say it.
Phil Collin, born 8th of December 1957, is an English musician, lead guitarist for the rock band Def Leppard.
There you go.
Joined the
All right,
band in
Phil.
'82 during the recording of the Pyromania album.
It's a good album.
That's a fucking amazing album. From a technical recording standpoint, it's one of the best albums ever
I
recorded.
just found that at a yard sale last year for like $2. I was very happy.
Nice.
That's a hell of an album to find for $2 and be happy about. Was it scratched to shit?
No, it's beautiful, and I was amazed that I got it that cheap. But, definitely a good one.
Those records are not cheap these days.
No shit, and I'm still collecting. I buy new stuff, and I'm like, how did I just spend that much? Piece of plastic, but it really like, and I think one of the worst parts about vinyl now is quality. Oh my god, this shit sucks. It's you get it out, it's either warped. Or, you start playing it, and you got to like change all your settings.
That's actually really interesting because my buddy Trey, he's actually in the group, and yeah, he's been telling me the same thing. He's like, he finally getting into collecting vinyl. He's really about it, but he's like, all of the modern vinyl today is terrible. It's all manufactured like shit.
Well, yeah, when you find a good one, you literally, there's a sense of happiness there, like you finally found something.
Well, it's terrible because it's such an expensive, expensive way to appreciate it. Now, granted, I'm gonna go and download the electronic copy and listen to that in most cases, but still, like, you want to have you want the thing you paid for to be useful, the physical thing, even if it is just a vanity buy, And then that's what a lot of that is. It's all vanity buys.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I got 2 of the newly released Nirvana live albums. They sound amazing. I was actually surprised. It's good because they're clear. You can hear everything on them.
It's all pad.
It's all bad. That wasn't on one of them, but yeah. Yeah, the newest one, the Live and Loud, I mean, it's amazing. It sounds really, really good. And the wax is actually full quality.
Nice. Yeah, I've never been a big Nirvana guy.
No?
Like, I like, my favorite album, I think, is like the least favorite Nirvana album, which is In Utero.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a great album.
Like, I think that they reached the level of musicality they needed to hit to be worthwhile. Nevermind's kind of like, eh.
Nevermind was very
There's some
polished.
hits on it, but it's not even the polish of it that's the problem for me. It's just wasn't that interesting.
Just felt like a victory lap.
I like the live versions of the songs off Nevermind because they're unpolished, they're raw. They have more of an In Utero sound. Where it was like the noise is there and like more aggressive sounding.
I mean, In
It's actually-
Utero was recorded like shit. It's part of the reason I love it.
Yeah, it was like professional quality shit. Yeah, totally.
That's all Steve Albini.
Mhm.
Like, if you ever want to go and listen to the guitar tracks on it and pay attention to them, you can actually hear the mics changing from section to section of the song to get different tones.
Oh shit, I did not know that.
I mean, it's studio bullshit that only guys that have spent a lot of time listening to recordings can go, oh yeah, I hear how like that changes.
I have to turn that
Section.
off when I listen to music because it ruins music. It's like being a libertarian and trying to watch movies.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
Being a guy that does record, not very well, but when I do record, when I'm done recording, I have to turn that off. I start listening to other albums and I pick things apart. I'm like, I'm not good enough to do what they did. I still pick. Yeah, I got to turn that off.
I wish I could. Be fantastic if I could turn it off.
Yeah, I focus all mine on the watching a movie and saying, "Oh shit, they can't do that. That violates the nap." That's my biggest problem.
Do you listen to Actual Anarchy?
What do you mean? In what sense?
Oh no, Actual Anarchy is my buddy's podcast. Where all they do is
okay.
they do movie analysis from an ANCAP perspective.
No way.
Yeah, so what you said is like literally the concept of that
Yeah,
podcast.
exactly. Literally, what you're trying to shut off is exactly what they do.
That's awesome.
I think what movie did I go on there to do? I think I went on did Dark City with them.
And Brazil? Did you do Brazil too?
No.
Oh,
We
no.
talked about Brazil. I wasn't the guy who did Brazil.
Okay.
No, I did Dark City.
It's a weird movie.
It is a weird movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Yeah, they've done all kinds of shit from Hot Fuzz to Tropic Thunder and
Tropic Thunder. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's one of the best movies ever made, and I am not ashamed to say that.
I mean, I don't know that I'd be ashamed to say it. I just wouldn't say it.
I just think it's
Wouldn't even get to the point of shame. It's not something I'm likely to think to myself. That movie was great.
The movie is a
My
real train
favorite, I'm
wreck.
going to be honest, the best part in that movie is like Lance Bass.
Oh my god, yeah, I said Nance, yeah, and then at the end he's sitting with Lance.
Oh, and Tom Cruise.
Oh God, the dance.
Best freaking thing Tom Cruise ever did.
You know, I watched that movie and I did not know that was him until the end.
Oh, I know. It's hilarious.
I was like, I'm trying to figure out who this asshole is. Like, he's a little prick. And it gets to the end, and when his name comes up, when they show him dancing, I'm like, no, this has got to be a joke.
Yeah.
I thought they slipped it in there. And you look at his face, it's like,
Yeah, it's hilarious.
oh
Like it just shows you, like, for once that he actually does get the joke. Like he's never gonna own it ever again. But that one time he was like, yeah, I know.
I'm crazy.
he's either totally serious, straight face, like, are you hearing me? Like that look, or he's like on a talk show laughing with his huge teeth and shit.
Right.
And then he's in that, and it's like, where did that come from?
Right.
You know, and I heard he does all his stunts like Brie Larson. He's like the Brie Larson of, male actors or something.
Oh, jeez.
He does his own stunts. I can't imagine.
Well,
He doesn't seem like the type. Seems like the go die for me type.
he's notorious for being one of the people that actually does do his own stunts.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly enough. You'd think he'd have all those Scientologists he could pay to get killed for him. What are you laughing about, Liz? You think that's funny?
I don't. No.
You think dead Scientologists is funny?
No. Pretty sad.
Because you know what happens if we kill all the Scientologists? We lose Beck.
Is he a Scientologist?
And that is something I am not prepared for.
I did not know that.
Yes, Beck is a Scientologist.
Interesting.
It's a weird camp. That is such a weird
It is
camp.
a weird camp. Yeah.
Didn't
man.
Will Smith get out?
I don't know. I stopped hearing about Will Smith and Scientology, and so I don't know. He's still weird.
Some of them just pretend to get out, probably, and then
Yeah.
yeah, well, everything's fine.
They just kind of stopped talking about
I
it.
just say he certainly doesn't talk about it much.
Yeah.
He's still kind of into like the self-help stuff, right?
Well, no, exactly. That's my thing. He's still weird. So maybe he's still in it and he just doesn't talk about it anymore.
But he's the genie now.
Yeah.
That always helps.
Right.
I don't know that that's helping his career. Really. Not
They
from
should
what I
have
saw.
hired. They should have hired Sinbad for that part.
Oh, God.
See, here's the thing.
At least then there'd be a joke.
The thing
Is this going to be a Mandela effect thing?
No, I was going to completely ignore that.
Okay.
Was it Shaq a genie?
Oh, yeah. He was Shazam. Am I the only one that saw that movie?
I mean, I knew it happened.
No, we're just not admitting it.
Yeah.
We're like, no.
Once again, it's not something I'm likely to say.
Yeah.
I'm not going
If you were forced into it, non-consensually watching that movie.
Look, Liz, here's
Oh,
the
God.
here's the thing. Like, I always brag that I don't have regrets, and a lot of that is just,
You just
I
forget.
don't admit.
yeah,
I don't admit regrets.
These things never happened. That's
it
why.
just didn't happen. I'm not gonna acknowledge that it's whatever.
Oh, God.
You have any regrets? Just quiet.
Regrets. I've had a few.
Regrets.
Coach McGurk.
All right. Well, it is about time to go put some food in myself.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we send people so that they can go and find this new track and get themselves pumped up for a new album, which is going to be out before summer, right? New album before summer?
I can't guarantee that. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I'm hoping if I put the pressure on you, you'll feel the need to have to do it. It's a psychological game we're playing.
It's okay.
They're gonna
If I put
they're gonna
out-
forget anyways, but you'll remember.
Oh, jeez.
If we put it out by summer, it's not going
Oh, okay.
to be
Gotcha.
How often do you guys practice?
once a week. We're on the dad schedule.
Oh, I feel
Yeah,
you.
but that's. I mean, dude, look. Do I need to get you some players? Like you're having that much trouble getting that much material ready in like 9 months, man.
It's hard trying to even get 3 guys into a
There is that.
It's so hard.
He's like, I say once a week, but really it's more like once a month when we all actually get there.
When everyone's in the same room at the same time. Yes.
We talk about it once a week. And we say, yeah, I don't know, guys, I got to do this tonight. And
Yeah, the
next
group
week.
text message, it's like, everybody good for today? Well, I might have to, I'll be at the shop till 7.
Right,
Yeah.
right. There's like
It's been a
30-minute
great.
overlap
This has been a
with
great
everyone.
episode to give people insight into what it's like being in a band.
What is that?
or having ADHD. Yes.
Is there a difference between those two things?
No, it's the exact same thing. One's just louder.
Pretty much. I'm gonna start saying that being in a band is ADHD with volume.
Oh man. So yeah, you asked me where to find everything. So we are on Bandcamp. You just look up Mutiny at Midnight. We're on Facebook, SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, and you can stream us on all those things that don't pay us very well, like Spotify,
Aw.
Amazon. You know, it's like when you get a tenth of a penny a month. Those deals.
Well, it's all about volume, bro. Go get some more volume.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just look up Mutiny at Midnight
Just go
wherever
get
you're
yourself
at.
on the Tom Woods show.
Mm.
That'll help, right? You get the Tom Woods bump.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Can't imagine Tom having me on.
I'm gonna be honest, I can't either. I
He's,
can
he's
hope.
he's too proper for our.
I've heard him swear.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's
Wow.
interesting when he does. It's hilarious.
Okay.
It's like hearing your teacher your English teacher go off or something.
It's not like that at all. My English teacher in high school was notoriously like kind of a curmudgeon, and he'd say some.
I guess
shit.
Tom would be your history teacher, actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably more accurate.
Well, my history teacher was Ned Flanders.
Oh, well, there you go.
His daughter is married to. You remember we talked about that guy that you used to be in the band with
Yeah,
the other day? He actually married my history teacher's daughter.
that's awkward.
My history teacher did not like me very much, from what I remember.
Shocking.
But I
An
believe
authority
we-
figure not liking
I
you.
believe we've already settled that most teachers did not like me very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, we had it for different reasons, though, I'm sure. My problem was I was a bad kid, but I was also an A student, so I couldn't do anything about it.
Oh, they hate that shit.
Oh, they really
I always
hated it.
got the. You're so smart. Why don't you just apply yourself? And it was always just because I hate this shit. That's why.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that. And so, well, Shannon, thank you so much for coming on. It has been a blast as always, and we'll definitely be doing it again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good time.
And I'm excited to get more people listening to it because I've listened to the record, like the new track. Liz,
Oh,
I
no,
think's been
great.
slacking on it.
Well, it wasn't the new album or nothing we put out was Canadian Christian music.
Well, that's true.
For our conversation last time.
Right. Usually where I hang out. So I'm going to get on board now.
Well, I'll apologize ahead of time then.
Oh, she listened to Skillet. She knows rock music.
Rock.
Wait, did you just throw up quotes because I heard them?
Yes.
There's that subtle like hint in your voice. Rock. Fluctuation of the
I think
quotes going
she's
up and
more
down.
confused what the word rock meant.
Rock.
Why are you talking about minerals? What?
Did we put something in a frying pan over here? Where's that elk? Venison, anyone?
Elk in your skillet.
There you go.
All right, Shannon, you have yourself a good Sunday, boss.
Hey, you too, guys. See you later.
Thanks.
With all these colors and patterns and spirals, there is beauty in smallest of details. The world was made in symmetry, holy fact geometry. The smallest particles we can see to the coastlines of the largest sea.
So, do you think that lived up to the expectations that we set for it?
I think so. I think it surpassed the expectations I set for it. Because,
She has been married to me long enough to know that expectations are worthless.
well, there's that.
They only set you up for failure, so just why have them?
Perhaps. But we all ended up Googling and talking about things and being weird.
I personally
So,
like
that's always fun.
I personally like when people Google things in the middle of episodes. It makes me feel like I'm connected to them better.
Right. Like, yes, that's a thing
Like,
that I do.
like your people. I get you now.
Right.
So, yeah, I had a blast, and Shannon's always a good guy to talk to.
Yeah.
Someday I'll get him to actually do his own podcast where he just yells about shit.
Well, and getting to listen to you guys talk shop about music is always entertaining for
Are
me.
you talking about us geeking out about pedal boards? 'Cause
Pedal boards and just like the whole process. Yeah.
Yeah, Liz really means she's just happy I talked about it with someone other than her.
Well, I can never. I'm always like, oh, so this, and then you're like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. So at least he knows what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, anyways, I hope people liked it. Just a reminder, hopefully, we've kind of been tweaking the formula a little bit over the past couple months. I kind of like where we're settled here. And if you like it, please let me know. If you don't like it, you can also let me know. I don't know that I'll do anything about it, but it is useful to know how people feel about the podcast.
We like feedback.
We do like feedback.
We are in the works. We have the I Heard This Happened standalone thing happening. So
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to edit it tonight. I don't know if that's going to happen now.
So if you missed that segment, just know that it's going to be coming at you in a more, I don't know, like a bigger, fancier form, kind of. So
Is it?
check it out for that. I don't know.
Because here's what's going to happen. I'm probably going to actually release it as a podcast,
Okay.
like on the in-between days,
Oh, okay. Nice. I can do that.
as well as we're putting out the YouTube version of it.
Yeah. So you could actually see our mugs talking about music on the YouTube.
Oh, the other thing, I keep forgetting to mention this. So one of the things that I did want to do, if you do join the our group, the Freedom Choir, still love that name.
Well,
If you join the group, you will actually get our Zoom link.
yes. So you can sit in on our interviews and see the magic as it happens.
I don't know, it's not really see the magic, but I there's a chat fund where they can just send me messages.
Yeah. Which may or may not make it into the interview, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to take their questions, but if they want to send me questions for people, like, we can do that.
yeah, nice.
And the other thing that, it will let them know when that's happening.
Yeah.
Because that's actually the key. I mean, once you have my Zoom address, you can go check us. To go in the meeting room anytime you want. But you don't know that I'm going to be in there.
Right. So you want to be there when the fires are burning.
The fires are burning.
Anyway.
Burning deep. Anyways is correct. So once again, I'm gonna throw a double plug here for the Chiptooth podcast. So I love promoting podcasts.
Nice.
There's a lot of great ones out there, and I like to throw things where I get to throw them.
Indeed. So check them out.
Like semen, I like to throw it where I get to throw it.
You were doing so nice. It was just the nice sentiment you were putting. And then you took a turn and just made it
Liz,
weird.
that's by design. Haven't you ever watched Talladega Nights?
Just
I don't know what bone it is that has people acting right, but I don't got it.
okay. And with that quote from Ricky Bobby.
Anarchy! I don't know what it is, but it sounds great. I'm going to be honest. There was a time when I really hated people that liked that movie.
I mean, it's a certain type of a feel they're going for with that
No,
movie.
listen.
It's
This
ridiculous.
is how this conversation would have went between me. I mean, it's okay. But have you ever watched Stranger Than Fiction?
Agreed. It's a better movie. Or at least I like it better.
I'm just
But-
saying.
As a person who grew up in Texas, in the Bible Belt, there are some really funny jokes in that movie.
No, there are. But they're really funny because people are stupid. I think if I had to pick one of my favorite movies ever,
Yeah.
it's Tadpole.
Oh, that was, yeah, you introduced me to that one.
Which
That
is
was kind of
perhaps
interesting.
the most pretentious fucking comedy ever.
It's a whole lot of something. That was that hipster before hipster was a thing?
I don't know. I'm the kind of guy who's like, what are your thoughts on E to Mama Tambien?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. A lot of people don't realize there was a time when I used to be a young fledgling going off to.
Intellectual douchebag. Is that what you're going for?
I wasn't going for. I was. Studying my philosophy,
Yes.
deciding which grad schools I was interested in.
Mhm.
Thinking about what my theses were going to be.
And I love like reading glasses and elbow patch Nick. He's still in there somewhere, but I appreciate that you've expanded your world to other things also.
Well, to me, the really important thing was, banging a guidance counselor with a fat ass.
Okay.
But, I get to bang a hot black chick with a fat ass now. So,
Oh, well, there you go.
in many ways, my life has been pretty awesome for a long time.
Nice.
It's had its ups and downs, but I banged some fat ass bitches along the way.
And on that note, we will thank you for listening.
Liz, put down the knife. Liz, don't do it.